Tonight, from TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field.
Entering settings screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to office.
Here in Jacksonville. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there on the first play of the game. Defense blitzed, but they picked it up pretty well.
Allowed their man to stand firm in the pocket and not be hurried, didn't it? That allowed him to make the nice throw downfield to help complete that play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Another catch there for Waddle. Not much there, only a yard.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
They'll run it. This is James Robinson. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held him under 200 yards of total offense. Just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking. That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
On first down, it's Robinson, and he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
That catch good for 5. It's third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now Lawrence. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Brown in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And they finally get him down at the other 46. It's a big play there for Miami.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. There goes a deep ball. End zone. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. A beautiful fake. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down now, it's Robinson, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. He's got Smith here. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now Lawrence sets up the screen to Robinson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you...
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. It's a big play there for Miami.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the... guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Tua. He finds his man, complete. It's Nash. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And the Jags are going to get the football. As the ball will come out to the 20. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. And In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's Robinson again on second down. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. It's complete to Robinson. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They've been able to move the ball well in the air. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey,
launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. It's a big play there for Miami. Typically with catches like that, we talk about the height of the wide receiver, but he's one of the shorter receivers in the NFL.
And it doesn't seem to matter, does it? Put the tape measure away. How about some of these guys under 6 feet tall? Antonio Brown, T.Y. Hilton, and Super Bowl 53 MVP, Julian Edelman.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. The score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, there was a trust factor in that call. Turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield, trying to pick up the first down. But how about the defense? They were ready for him, and they were able to stop him.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. It's the fullback. His 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. James Robinson and the rest of the Jags offense set to go to work once more. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game,
because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion. Normally on 3rd. Down in short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lawrence over the middle, complete. That's Robinson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 9 yards is the loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Lawrence. And Shark holds it in. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 18.
Excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
They'll run on first down. Robinson. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll try the left side. Robinson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Going for it, here's ETN. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
For Kidder here, it's complete. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and goal, Lawrence. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Christian Wilkins, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack, but he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So the 3rd drive's the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a whole lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they were able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. Two and now on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins continue to pull away here in this first half. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Looking to throw again on second down. Lawrence into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Shewo Olalua hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And that's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Here's Lawrence to throw. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Miami.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end. But how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Here we go.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Look at DJ Chark as he and the rest of the offense head back out. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the 2nd quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
Yeah, you got to think he's going to want the ball more. 1 target, no catches. To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. Caught by the tight end Ertz. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
56 to Mike. 56 to Mike.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Again, it's Lawrence. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Don't do us like that.
Maybe a frustration penalty there. Because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
From midfield now, Lawrence. Caught on the right side by Jones. 7 yards to pick up there. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here complete into the hands of Ertz. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off at the 23. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And that's caught inside the 30. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where you see the final score there. Jonathan Taylor. 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Rondale Moore, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, they've got a good one lined up.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little, kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. Javon Holland coming up to make the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Ertz over the middle. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. .44-yard punt, return of 9. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Tua and the rest of the Dolphin offense back out on the field. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
They begin the drive with Williams. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Switch up. 44, Mike, 44. Watch screen. 44.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. They'll let this go for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
57 Mike. In the face.
Here's Tua. He finds his man, complete. It's Nash. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 41-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. On the handoff, it's Gaskin, and he'll bring this one inside the 35. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. I got you, punk.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches.
He's coming.
There they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to get the 1st here as he's taken down at the 25.
3rd 3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
They'll run now with Gaskin. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
57, Mike, 57. Let's make these babies crawl on the way back home. 57, Mike, 57.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
A lot of deflated look. On that defense, it seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. Touchdown! Mike Gesicki. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's Robinson again on 2nd down. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
They will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown.
I'm ready to take over, baby. Stay, don't.
Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will extend this big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And that is incomplete.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Tua and the rest of the Dolphin offense heading back out.
And I'm just wondering how many yards is he going to throw for? We're only in the 3rd quarter. He's just thrown for a ton.
You have your abacus here?
What?
Your abacus?
I thought you said like Atticus Finch.
No. We're not getting that deep. But counting this up, we might need a few extra people in here because the yardage he's piling up, the way that he's playing, it's a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait to see what he does next.
We'll see what he does here on this drive. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the pistol. Here's Williams. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They run it again with Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. This is Gaskin on the carry. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Another run with Gaskin. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 3rd down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Check 26.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Stop your whining. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Check 4.
Here's Gaskin. And he is close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Jaguars 34. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again.
And the Dolphins are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. A great effort there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year.
And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Sanders now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A pretty long drive that. Time 11 plays all told, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On first down, Lawrence.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Throwing on second and long. Lawrence under pressure, and they got to him again. Emmanuel Ogbah in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Back 55, back 55. You ain't going nowhere.
Now Lawrence on third and long.
Sharks got it left side. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up first and 10
at their own 18. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. On the give, this is their fullback.
And he'll have the Dolphins first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Devon Hamilton with the tackle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And to give this time to the tailback.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
50 seconds to mine.
They'll try and run with their fullback. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Now a carry here for their fullback. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert. On 3rd and inches. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he'll go down at the 28. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. DeJuan Smoot there. To bring him down. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Dolphins, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now on the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.